6 female partners of cult leaders and their fates. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Insane Worlds. 6. Natalia Guerra. When Natalia Guerra encountered Ramon Gustavo Castillo, who took the name Antares de la Cruz, he was a musician who transitioned to alternative medicine and folk religion between 2003 and 2006. Together, they founded the Calypso cult, and their shared Las Condes apartment became the center for their healing rituals. Castillo, the leader of the cult, maintained sexual relationships with all the women in his group, which he saw as a religious tradition. Castillo secretly took his and Guerra's child from the clinic where she was born to prevent her birth registration. In a disturbing belief that his own child was the Antichrist, he planned a sacrificial ritual to thwart the impending December 2012 doomsday prophecy. On November 23, they placed the infant on a wooden board, sealed her mouth with tape, and callously threw her onto a burning bonfire, tragically ending the baby's life at just 3 days old. Following this gruesome act, Antares rescheduled his doomsday prediction for later and instructed his followers to stay put. 5. Kyoko Okawa. In 2020, a religious group known as Happy Science made a significant appearance in Times Square, delivering a doomsday message. Central to this movement was Kyoko Okawa, who had been a pivotal figure alongside her husband, Ryuho Okawa, since 1987. Happy Science followers believed that their leader, Ryuho Okawa, who was married to Kyoko Okawa, was the Earth's greatest savior, and the world was on the brink of destruction. Ryuho Okawa asserted that he was the current incarnation of a deity named El Cantare and various other figures, such as Hermes and Gautama Buddha. In 1988, Kyoko assumed the position of presidential assistant and led the women's group known as the Society of Aphrodite. Kyoko authored books primarily targeting a female audience on behalf of Happy Science. Okawa claimed that he and Kyoko had shared past lives together. 4. Bonnie Nettles. Bonnie Nettles, a married mother of 4 until 1972, sought spiritual contact and believed she communicated with Brother Francis, a 19th-century monk. Her visions predicted a meeting with a tall, light-haired man, which she eventually presumed was Marshall Applewhite. They joined together in 1972, convinced they were the end-time witnesses described in the Bible. By 1975, they attracted followers and anticipated a celestial voyage. When this vision didn't materialize, they relocated to Texas, adopted communal living, and practiced for a higher existence. Together, Bonnie Nettles and Marshall Applewhite founded Heaven's Gate. Nettles guided the group's mystical interpretations and signs. 3. Sarah Aldrete. Sarah Aldrete was part of a secret group called the Narco-Satanicos or Satanic Drug Cult in Matamoros during the 1980s. This group was involved in illegal drug activities, rituals, and murders. Their leader, Adolfo Constanzo, was known as the Godfather of Matamoros, and Aldrete was his close companion. Members of the cult were forced to carry out violent acts, including ritualistic killings. The cult gained notoriety for several ritualistic murders in Matamoros, with Mark Kilroy's abduction, torture, and murder being the most famous in 1989. Constanzo and the cult ran away when detectives found a place where they kept strange things like human hair, brains, teeth, and skulls from their victims. On May 6, 1989, the police found where they were hiding in Mexico City. Aldrete was sentenced to 62 years in jail for her involvement in the cult's killings. 2. Karen Zerbe. In 1969, Karen Zerbe joined Teens for Christ, later becoming the Children of God and now known as the Family International, and became the personal secretary to David Berg, the group's founder. After Berg's separation from his first wife, Zerbe married him. Berg's belief system revolved around manipulation, abuse, and his law of love, which justified sexual depravity. Zerbe played a crucial role in transcribing Berg's teachings and introducing the concept of being spirit-led within the group, enabling their actions. In the 1980s, Zerbe issued her own religious decrees to address sexual abuse allegations. New members were prohibited from engaging in sexual activity for the first 6 months, and sexual contact between adults and minors was strictly forbidden. 1. Betty Holloway / Marjorie Huntley / Olive Byrne. The story of Wonder Woman's creation is not one you'd expect to see on a list involving cults and other grotesques, intricately woven with the unexpected involvement of a polyamorous sex cult led by her creator, William Marston. Marston, not only a psychologist but also the inventor of an early lie detector prototype, diverted his invention from its intended purpose of detecting deception to measuring women's erotic arousal while watching romantic films. The American military later adapted this device for espionage and interrogations. In 1919, Marston married Sadie Elizabeth Holloway, calling her Betty, and eventually introduced a young woman and former student of his into the dynamic. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them.